Okay, I've got to show you this. It's kind of my guilty pleasure car. I can't, the color, it really doesn't pick up the colour on this as much as it should. But this is an Austin Allegro. Now, they had faults. At one point in time, I'll find a prop one for you and review it correctly. But the Austin Allegro was, in 1973 when these came out, they were virtually a spaceship compared to the rest of the British Leyland fleet. Which doesn't say a lot, necessarily, but front wheel drive, E-Series motor. I'm going to guess this one's probably a 1500. It's an M-Reg one, so this is an early car. Now, the crazy thing about early cars is there's not many left because they had some really interesting quality control issues. Wow, these seats are amazing. Look at it. But I'm going to show you something that not many cars were ever really featured with, but it's a square steering wheel. It seemed a good idea because what they actually did was when they put them together and they designed them, they obviously designed them for a round steering wheel, but when they put the round steering wheel in them, they accidentally found out they couldn't see the dials. So they elongated the edges of the steering wheel and made it, they called it quarter steering wheel, and tried to get away with that because the round wheel actually interfered with the speedometer and the rev counter, so it was actually a bit of a pain. They had to get rid of the police cars because the police frequently crashed them, so they took those wheels off and they put mounty ones there instead. However, this is a beautiful, beautiful car. Oh my god, it's an SS. It's an Allegro SS. Don't know how exciting this is. Like, if you're a bit of an Allegro geekery like me, the SS is super, super rare. And this one's lovely. See the blacked out back panel? Wow. Wow. That's really, this might even be a 1750. What if that's an 8-track in there? Oh, it's got a 5-speed gearbox. Imagine that in 73. These were so close to being such a great car, just not quite. The I've got to show you this. This is the wagon. Now the wagon is unbelievably rare, and there's a reason for that. Although they weren't a bad car, BL took some unusual decisions, really. I mean, there's the basic stock 4-door in the standard colour that most of them came in, just like a kind of brown. That rear window give them the nickname the hearse. So all the kids in our schools used to call them hearses. So if you owned an Allegro, you're mercilessly teased because the room, that window at the back is just completely bonkers. But I guess it's kind of cool. They grow on you. Maybe. I don't know. I've never had one. Oh my god, there's a Princess there as well. So, after designing the class-leading, interesting new change of BL, they're also pushing the next model, and the next model was the Wedge. And the Wedge was the sign of things to come. The TR7 and the Princess. Now, the Princess was actually a pretty good car. When they put them out, they came with O-Series and B-Series engine. I think the B-Series was the first, the 1800s. And they were actually not too bad. They were a little bit underpowered. The 6-cylinder was overpowered. They had quality control issues. And that was the major problem. That and the fact that the steering was so heavy that it made things in your neck snap when you tried to reverse park it. And also when you reverse park it, they had this incredibly high rear window with a trapezoidal back and a bumper that doesn't cover the back of the angle of the car. So the most thing you damaged was the back of the car and the boot of the car, and not the bumper. Without power steering, these things were unbelievably hard to drive. Though I have to say, time has been really kind on the shape. The colours are amazing, and I've always had begrudgingly liked them. My uncle had one when I was a kid. They had plenty of room, they were really comfortable. They broke down a lot, but that was kind of a British Leyland standard at the time. But look at them now. I mean, actually, time has been really kind. They really do look a lot better as time's gone on. They made a 6-cylinder, which was the E series as well, and that was so quick, honestly. But yeah, really, I actually like them. I think I prefer them with the round headlights. But one unusual car. If you've got a Princess, it's still going, and you can keep the hydrogas suspension, which is their Achilles heel now. The hydrogas suspension, unfortunately, is it's a rubber. It's like a ball suspension filled with gas and British Leyland's hydroelectric suspension fluid, which is green like alien blood, and it's basically alcohol and antifreeze. The rubber perishes between the gaskets, and the nitrogen escapes into the system, and they drop flat. And if you're buying one that's got a flat suspension, you can immediately say it's going to be 1,200 quid immediately before you can pump this thing back up. And that's its biggest problem. But if you got one that's taken care of, the suspension's up, what a fabulous car. I'm sure there's more stuff to show. This show is huge. I'm exhausted. So well, I'll take you around and show you some other stuff as we go through it. But there are some really cool things here. People asking me questions about British Leyland, and their colour charts of the 70s should probably look at this. This probably is the most striking colour of it. It's actually not bad, but they really were nuts. Like the Rover SD1, beautiful shape, amazing car, some quality control issues, but I don't think there's anything more 70s than this. Look at it. It's flipping amazing. Like, they obviously nicked quite a bit of the Ferrari Daytona look with this. David Bash, I think, was the guy that styled this. I mean, this car's amazing. Like, it really is. Like, when this came out, this may as well be in a flipping spaceship. Everybody loved them. Like, they were mind-warpingly cool. Especially, I think, hopefully this is a 3.5 litre one. They came in 2.6 and 2.3. I don't know. I mean, if you like them as much as me, well... But when they came out, these were great. The design's amazing. That's Ferrari Daytona. I mean, in a family car, kind of. Like, at least a posh family car. But quality control was slightly lacking. The 6 other ones kind of exploded too regularly. But otherwise, when these first came out, man, what a cool car they were. You know, I'm going to have to say goodbye to everybody now because basically Dave's pretty tired. We've walked miles, and it's probably time for us to head off home. But if you ever get the chance to come to the NEC, come and give it a go. It's an amazing place. It's really cool, and it's massive. So be prepared for a long walk and to take some time. Oh my God, this is the 2.6. The 2.6 used to suffer from horrible engine failures. The camshafts used to seize and blow the engines to smithereens. We had one of these, it did it twice. But yeah, anyway. So all the best. See you all soon. Goodbye.